Steve Gaynor, thanks very much. Let's get more on all this now from the chair of the House Intelligence Committee, Mike Rogers. Mr. Rogers, thank you for joining us this morning. Any doubt in your mind that Russia's behind this?
Well, I think this certainly eliminates Putin's plausible deniability, and he's been operating that way in Ukraine since the beginning of this conflict and him taking Crimea. So you know that this is so sophisticated, you're not even going to hand this weapon system off without having trainers present, maintenance personnel. These things are delicate, sophisticated, and highly lethal, as we've seen. So the evidence is mounting that this had at least Russian hands, at least at some point, on this piece of equipment that led to the massacre of those individuals on that airplane.
So if Putin has no plausible deniability, what should the United States do right now and the world?
Well, I'm hoping that this is an opportunity to get our European allies really engaged. Phone calls with Putin, that's all wonderful. This is as serious as it gets. They just massacred 290-some civilians. It's time to end Putin's gamemanship in Ukraine. It means that the United States needs to end its tepid response to this whole operation by increasing intelligence cooperation, logistics, training opportunities, and we need our European allies to step up its opportunity to put really tough sanctions. If you're going to get his attention, you got to increase these sanctions on Putin.
You called the United States response tepid, but it was President Obama who was out ahead of the Europeans on Wednesday, even before this aircraft went down.
Yeah, but here's the problem. For months now, the Ukrainians have been saying, hey, we need some help. We need logistics, food. We need the ability to move fuel and other things, ammunition, of which has not been coming. The only thing the United States really did is they stepped and said, well, we're going to give you these MREs, meals ready to eat. And that's just not enough. If we wanted to be aggressive to try to push back and take control so you don't have rebels playing around with sophisticated, very lethal missile systems, you need to be aggressive in our help for the Ukrainian military. Again, not boots on the ground, but training, intelligence, logistics, food, and other things that could have been very, very helpful in this case. And at the same time, we need to continue to ramp up sanctions. It worries me that the president hasn't rallied the Europeans to his, at least to his level of sanctions that he applied earlier this week. He needs to engage in that relationship, and he needs to start pushing a little bit so that we don't have another incident like this.
We've heard from both the British Prime Minister and the Dutch Prime Minister that they're prepared to do that this morning. How about this broader threat of missiles? How worried should air passengers be?
Well, obviously, this is something that keeps the intelligence community up at night. And when you look at what our man-pads, which is the shoulder-fired, that is, through intelligence, aggressive intelligence, good posturing, working with liaison partners, intelligence services around the world, you can at least suppress their ability to get in position to fire one. Obviously, when you're at 32,000 feet, these are ineffective. But when you look across northern Africa and the concerns there, certainly Libya and its proliferation of weapons in the region, Egypt, other places, it's starting to get concerning that we don't have a good handle on all of those weapon systems. We have programs to go after these weapon systems that they're called man-pads, find them, either destroy them or take them into custody. You're never going to be 100% in that effort. And so that's the concern, and that's why aggressive intelligence operations around the world are so critically important.
Chairman Rogers, thanks very much for your time this morning.